Tuesday. First tonight, grading the head of our Mid-City public schools.
KIMT News 3's Anthony Monzon has details on how the Rochester Public School Board plans to evaluate the performance of its interim superintendent. Anthony?
That's right, Katie and George. Students won't be the only ones taking midterms this December. Feels like only a few weeks ago, interim superintendent Dr. Kent Patel took the helm at Rochester Public Schools. But Dr. Patel is already approaching the midpoint of his one-year term, and district leaders are looking to evaluate how he's done. A midterm evaluation for Dr. Kent Patel set for this December. That's when the Rochester Public School Board will review how the interim superintendent has fared halfway through his tenure. The proposed review will have two key components. The first, a presentation by Dr. Patel sharing progress related to three main goals established for his term: developing a multi-year strategic action plan for RPS, combating the spread of COVID-19, and building the capacity of the district's new Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. The second component, a rubric to be completed by school board members focused on 10 areas of evaluation.
These criteria were taken from a survey that the community took last spring, where they identified the 5 most important areas of expertise that they believe a superintendent should possess, and the 5 most important personal characteristics they believe a superintendent should possess.
School Board Director Don Barlow appreciating the incorporation of what community members wanted to see in a superintendent before Dr. Patel was hired.
I think the community sometimes struggles with, do we hear them? Do we value what they have to say? And I think this is a great example that yes to both. We hear, we listen, we incorporate, and we value.
Other school board members expressing a desire to incorporate additional insight from district staff and possibly others.
That would give community members 6 or 7 weeks. People who had something they wanted us to know, to let us know. I mean, they could send emails, they could call, they could whatever. And people who really had feelings one way or the other about information they think is pressing, we'd hear it.
Now, interim superintendent Patel will have another performance review early next summer before his tenure ends. However, Patel is eligible to apply for the full RPS superintendent position, and the school board is set to start seeking candidates within the next few months. Katie, George?
Thanks, Anthony.
Well, the Rochester Public School Board is expected to finalize this process for Dr. Patel's midterm review next Tuesday.